Hi, this is Nick Sutherland with another episode of my podcast. Yes, my podcast. I haven't thought of a name for it yet. Um, I'm thinking because I love basketball so much that I can call it the SudsPod. And for everyone that knows me, my nickname derives from my last name of Sutherland. And Suds is my nickname that I was given to me by my high school hockey coach, John McGuire. Shout out to him. Um, and I'll tell you the story of that. So when I had my first hockey meeting, high school hockey meeting, my freshman year of high school, my dad and I walked into John McGuire's classroom at the time on the first floor near the cafeteria at Waltham High. And he was like, "Oh, Sudsy," and I didn't know what that was. And he was referencing my dad, so him and my dad went way back. And my dad's nickname is actually the same nickname, so he was also Sudsy because of his last name, and it's derives from Sutherland. It's the first two letters SU and then DS at the end, so Suds, and then it's always been just a Y at the end. So ever since then, all my high school hockey friends would call me that name, and it has stuck ever since. So yeah, I'm thinking about calling it that. If you guys have any other opinions, suggestions, let me know in the comments what I should name this. But it's going to be a sports and lifestyle sort of podcast about my life and what goes on, and since I watch a lot of sports, I can definitely comment on it. But right now, I it's a Saturday morning, January 9th, and I just got off Twitter, and there's breaking news that Jason Tatum has, due to the health and safety protocols in the NBA, has to quarantine for 10 to 14 days. And now, pretty much this whole week, a variety of players have faced the same sort of quarantine that Jason Tatum will go through for the next 10 to 14 days, depending on coronavirus results, testing results. And we can start with Michael Porter Jr. So he also had the same thing, and he's back on, according to Woj, he is back on another 10 to 14 day quarantine. And I'm curious as to what the actual health and safety protocols are. I haven't read them yet. I should probably get on that. But I'm curious as to how he got a second. I wonder if someone in his family tests positive, so that means like he's either staged in the hotel room or just like went home and somehow one of his family members tested positive. I'm not quite sure. No one really knows. The NBA aren't isn't giving any details. They're just it's kind of like the IR spot. Like they're not give. It's like an injury diagnosis, but it's very vague, which is unfortunate because any of us fans would love to know what's going on. And yeah, and it kind of sucks. So Tatum played last night. He had a really good game. They beat up on the Wizards. It was a 28-point game at one point at half. Um, and the Wizards stormed back in the third quarter, and they made it a 4-point game with about 11 minutes left in the fourth. So that was sort of scary. I was watching that um, after I got home from a birthday dinner from my boy Dan Mahoney. Happy birthday! Shout out to him. He's turns 26. So yeah, so I'm just curious how like the protocols are working. The 76ers I just checked Twitter right now, and the 76ers have 7 players to play in their game tonight. And they had to dress Mike Scott to make it 8 players for it to be the minimum players allowed on the bench. So that this whole thing just doesn't make sense, and I don't know why. I don't know why the league has done it this way. If I'm being honest, I think the integrity of the game, the spirit of the game, the competitiveness of this game, basketball, has definitely been thrown in a loop. Like I don't think basketball has done enough to continue the season. The integrity of the game is the most important that I think. And the league, I just think we need a week and a half off of this league and reconvene and make hard decisions about going forward. What sort of the progress that we can make as a league. And now I'm going on a rant, but I don't know the right answer. So it's unfortunate that the Boston Celtics will be without Tatum for the next 10 to 14 days. He's their star player. He signed a Supermax contract this summer, and we will be without him for the next 10 to 14 days if the league doesn't shut down. Yeah, it just sucks because, I don't know, I think this could be avoidable because I think you're allowing these players to go home to their families and because they go out, the number because they go out, the numbers are so high. There's a huge chance. There's a likely chance that they're gonna that because their mom went out in Tatum. So Tatum lives with his mom, I believe, and his mom helps him out with Deuce when he's away. So it's just like if she goes out and it is near someone who has it, gets it herself, he's screwed because now he has to quarantine because they don't want the other players getting it and bringing it to their families. So I think that's where the league is at, which is unfortunate. But we can switch to football. So I'm sitting here right next to my snoring dog, and I'm watching the first half of the Buffalo Bills versus Colts. And the Colts are I believe up 17-7. Nope, they're up 10-7, and it looks like they didn't score. So they were at the goal line, they didn't score. Now it's Buffalo ball with a minute and 45 seconds left in the first half. And this game has been pretty much playoff football, and it's been a grind, but Josh Allen has really struggled. I think Phillip Rivers has been having the better game. But yeah, we will watch football all day today. So on the third episode, we can get a little reflection on the games that went on this weekend. But since I did this so late, I'm going to do it right in the middle of this. So look for another episode come probably Monday, the 11th. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. Yeah, I hope you guys had a awesome Christmas, awesome New Year's. I know it was very low-key for a lot of people because of, obviously, the coronavirus, the world pandemic. And I just can't wait to get out of this. I think that mask wearing is going to be culturally okay for a long time, or culturally accepted for a long time, and that's unfortunate. Um, but I think this whole pandemic will be over. I'm giving it, this is my hot take, I'm giving it until November, October, November of this year, when numbers start to go down again. We also could see the numbers go down in the summer, like last summer did. I think sort of it had to do with the warm weather, just like more people. I don't know, but the numbers went down obviously. In the winter, it's gone up since the start of the school year, pretty much. So yeah, I'm curious to see if the numbers go down this spring per se. Um, the vaccine has been rolled out for the last month or so, I believe. So we'll see when 100 million people get vaccinated, see how that works, and see what the numbers, see what the data suggests. As a country going forward, what's the future and what's the steps going forward. And that would be a third of the country, which I think they're a little bit less than a third. And I think that at 100 to 125, 150 million people, I think it would be enough to like open up all the restaurants again, fully full capacity, and then people can start going back to work in offices. And I'm curious like how things will change going forward. Obviously we don't know, but I have a lot of friends who work in corporate America where they are working from home, and I'm curious to how are they going to be going back to work in shifts, as in like a certain percentage of people go back to the actual office Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then a certain other type of people, other percentage of people go Tuesday, Thursday, whatever. And I'm just curious how the world has already changed. And I'm just curious how it changes again and it adapts to the future going forward. So I'm curious how like when everything goes back to normal per se, how people, the government, reflect on what has happened the last 12 months, 10 months, and how things change in our society. And I'm curious to see, because I don't want this to keep going. Like, this absolutely sucks. To the fullest extent, the world is ending. Politics are just crazy, off the roof, off the chain. Like, I don't know. The last 10 months of this world has been dreadful. One thing I'm thankful for, obviously, is that sports are back. And I know at the beginning of this episode, I really harped on the NBA for these health and safety protocols and how it's minimizing the product, I truly believe. But we'll see with hockey. They start this week. We'll see how that works. But the NFL is pretty much buckled on and went full eyes, ears, full steam ahead. There was a couple postponements. And I'm curious to how the NBA and the NHL handle this situation. So I'm at about 15 minutes right now, and I want to have these episodes be about 20 minutes long, but there's really not much more to say. I will be enjoying this these full slate of NFL games the next 2 days. Um, so yeah, again, thank you guys for listening, and hope you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Life of Suds. I would probably be putting these podcasts um, on the YouTube channel. Um, I'm trying to learn how to do the video. Give me a few episodes. I'm just learning at this. I'm learning on the fly here. So once I get video going, it will be a lot easier and to listen to them and watch them. I will be definitely. I invited my friends who are big sports fans, or at least some of them are, on this podcast. So look out for them to be coming on in future episodes. And as far as that goes, thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned for the third episode coming on Monday. Thank you guys.